State Department official and international lawyer David Tafuri. David, thank you for joining us on the program. How significant is this, and would they be doing, just exactly how significant is this? It's not every day you hear a sitting former president is investigated by the FBI in this fashion.
This is very rare, and this is surprising, but at the same time, it's also not that surprising. And many people are probably wondering why this hadn't happened already, given the fact that we know that there are open investigations into President Trump and his dealings. There are investigations in the Manhattan DA. There's an investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. There's an investigation by the Fulton County prosecutor in Atlanta, Georgia. And so this is not that shocking, given the fact that so many people are investigating President Trump and so many people around him have been indicted for various crimes. What I think is particularly interesting is that this apparently is not related to the January 6th attack on our Capitol. It's actually apparently related to his taking classified information from the White House after he left the presidency back to his home in Mar-a-Lago. That has been an issue that's been in the news some, but not as much as some of the other investigations into President Trump and his colleagues. I also find it very interesting that President Trump was one of the biggest critics of Hillary Clinton when she used her personal email as the Secretary of State, and potentially, some people think she violated some of our laws related to only using government official emails so that those documents become records. And here we have President Trump having done something potentially much more egregious, which is taking classified information, which he had no right to take after he left the presidency, back to his house. But I would caution everybody to take a deep breath and wait and see what happens next.
David, what do presidents do? I mean, certainly they have, their own correspondence, but what is the protocol for a president to do with his official documents in the U.S.?
Well, no classified information should ever be taken out of a classified area, a classified safe. It needs to remain in a place that only classified documents and information can stay, which are, government authorized, government supervised places. So when a president is no longer president, he leaves office, he becomes a civilian again, he's not entitled to take anything that's classified. Now, there are people that are saying that he took a lot of classified information and that he also destroyed a lot of information, ripped up documents that were meant to be preserved under our archiving rules as well. So that sounds like what this investigation is about and why a search warrant was executed. But it's also very interesting to think about the fact that when you have a valid search warrant for one thing, like taking classified information, and if you find in the process of the search information or evidence of other crimes unrelated to the search warrant, you can use that evidence as long as you had a valid reason to be searching for evidence in the first place.
I mean, you had given us a list of potential violations in terms of, the New York criminal probe that is going on, Georgia election tampering probe. It may be too early to tell, but of all the things that you had mentioned, do you think there's anything particular that's inside those documents that the FBI is looking for and may find?
I honestly do not want to speculate about what they might find. I think that the fact that they got, as your correspondent said, a judge to sign off on a search warrant means that they were able to show cause to believe that he committed a crime. But we don't know what that crime was. The media suggests that it was a crime related to taking classified information. But we also know he's being investigated for several other crimes, including related to January 6th, related to trying to find fake electors in Georgia, for instance. So we don't know what they're looking for, and we don't know what they're going to find.
David Tafuri, thank you so much for joining us.